Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. This is NGS and welcome back to another video. I guess this is going to be the start of a little mini series on my channel called The Road to E3 2015. Title subject to change, of course. In this series, I'm going to be talking about things related to E3 as we get closer and closer to its release, considering that it is in just under a month. So there are a lot of topics that people have wanted me to discuss about this year's event, and I decided to get on camera and discuss them. So first and foremost, we might as well start out with what this is about. This E3 2015, is probably going to be one of the most important in recent years, considering the current generation consoles. The PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U have all been out for a couple of years. This is going to be the Wii U's third E3 on the market, and this is going to be the second year for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So each console has gotten a pretty decent amount of time on the market for people to understand what's going on with the systems, the type of games to expect, and we've really gotten past the, I guess you could say, current gen goodwill that happens every time a new system comes out, because as every console gamer knows, whenever this system comes out, for the first year and a half to 2 years, there really aren't too many fantastic games on the market, only because so many developers are out there still producing games. So with this new E3 event that's going to be going down, we should be getting a glimpse of the future of things that we can expect going forward into 2016 and 2017. So the first thing I want to start out with discussing today is a company that, well, they've created a lot of games that are very near and dear to my heart, and I am talking, of course, about Square Enix. Square Enix is actually going to be holding a E3 press event this year, which is pretty freaking huge. They're going to be holding this event and talking a lot about the future of the company and games we can expect, and this has prompted a lot of people to start speculating about things. Now, bear in mind, this is something I think a lot of people have started doing when it comes to E3 events. A lot of people like to get caught up in the hype factor of, oh, we're going to see all these games get announced, and really none of those games get announced, which is kind of disappointing. But the thing you guys got to take into account with Square Enix is that you have to set your expectations pretty dang low when it comes to this company for the most part. You hear a lot of the stuff that they've been doing as of late, and yeah, it's not anything hype worthy to say the least. So first and foremost, what do we know? What do we think they're going to talk about at this event? Well, first and foremost, the biggie, of course, is going to be Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 is their premier game that is going to be launching on the market in the next couple of months. Hopefully, the next couple of months, of course. And that is something they can not afford to talk about. Like, they have to talk more about Final Fantasy 15. I mean, we've been seeing a lot more gameplay. We had the little demo that was released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One if you bought Type 0 HD. We've seen a lot about the game, but I think they do need to give it the final push to just cement it on people like, hey, this thing is coming out, and the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they announce a release date. I do think they need to announce a release date for Final Fantasy 15. This game has been in the making for about a decade now, and honestly, I think people are just tired of waiting. I think this thing needs to come out at the end of the year. And if they were to announce that at the end of the year, I definitely think they can get people excited, because when you think about it, what games are really coming out at the end of the year that we know about? I mean, we know we have the annual franchises. We have the next Assassin's Creed. We have the next Call of Duty confirmed. We have, you know, the niche titles here and there, depending on which platform you have. But for the most part, all the major games have gotten delayed into next year. The Division is delayed into 2016. Uncharted 4 is delayed into 2016. Zelda Wii U is delayed into 2016. The only really big major console exclusive that's coming out this year, this fall, that we know of is Halo 5. And Halo 5 is, well, a Halo game, and that's going to hype people for the Halo genre. But the people who play the Halo games are different from the people who play the Final Fantasies, even though Final Fantasy is completely different. So I think they definitely need to get on here and announce a release date, because there is no reason why they shouldn't, because there's, for what we know so far, no real hype factor going towards the fall season. Granted, that's going to change when E3 happens, when PAX happens, when Gamescom happens. You understand what I'm trying to say. So I think we do need to see a release date for Final Fantasy 15. It has to come out this fall. If it comes out spring 2016, man, at this point, really? But regardless of that, moving away from Final Fantasy 15, let's talk about the next big thing, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, a franchise I hold very near and dear to my heart. I'm playing through the collection right now. A lot of people are speculating two things with the Kingdom Hearts franchise. First and foremost, that we might see some gameplay for Kingdom Hearts 3. Granted, they never confirmed that the game would be at E3. However, there is a chance we're going to hear something about it. If not a teaser trailer, or if we not see new screenshots or hear them talk about it, I think at the very least they're going to mention something about it. Because if they skip the entire show and not say anything about Kingdom Hearts 3, that would kind of suck, considering they announced it at E3 2 years ago. 2 years ago, mind you. And I know they already have that D23 Expo going on in the fall, where they confirmed Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be there, but I mean, come on, at the same time, E3 is the biggest trade show event for gaming. So, you not saying something about Kingdom Hearts 3, granted, it is probably a year and a half off from now, but I think it'd be great for everyone if you at least showed your progress update and not just leave it towards the D23 Expo in the fall. But that's all I gotta say on Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not gonna speculate more. The next thing is Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD and 1.5 HD. There have been rumors speculating around the web that they're in the process of remastering the games for the PlayStation 4 and possibly Xbox One, maybe even the Wii U. I think this one is a bit more concrete compared to all the other rumors you've been hearing, considering the fact that this is the era of HD remasters, and we've seen these games come to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So I think that would be great for the Kingdom Hearts fan base if they got a chance to, play the games on PS4. Especially for those who own a PS4 and never played the games in the past, never owned a PS3. I know it's probably a small majority, but I think it'd be great, considering that PlayStation 4 is going to, be home to Kingdom Hearts 3 in addition to Xbox One. And I think all the Xbox gamers do deserve the chance to play the series. And this is the perfect time with the HD collections. I think it'd be great if they ported them to the Xbox One so Xbox gamers could experience this. I know a lot of people are saying, no, you gotta keep it Sony exclusive and all this bullcrap, but come on guys, it's Kingdom Hearts at the end of the day. Like, why are you so worried that it may not be exclusive? I mean, it's just an HD collection. It's older games. Come on now. So I think that makes the most sense bringing them to the Xbox platform. Now, if they do bring it, I do hope that they do put more emphasis on upgrading it this time around as opposed to what they did with the Final Fantasy X upgrade. I think that this collection needs to be running at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second. There is no room for anything but 60 frames for this, considering you have more hardware and you have more time to develop this. In addition to that, they can definitely go back and change a lot of the things that people were complaining about. First and foremost, the drives, the drive mode when you go into your different forms. They can severely reduce the load times on that, because that was just ridiculous when dealing with the PS3 version. In addition to that, the other thing I can complain about is that they didn't remaster all of the music, which is just a personal taste for me if you're playing something like Birth by Sleep, where they didn't remaster everything, in addition to like Rechain of Memories. So that's all I really worry about with the Kingdom Hearts. If they bring them over to the newer platforms, they just got to go back and fix those things that they didn't with the older ones. Granted, it is an HD collection and you shouldn't be expecting much, but at the same time, they've already done so much good with it. So why can't you just take it, a step beyond and just address the criticisms that people have leveled for the games? It's sound, Other than that, I don't really like to get into the speculation of what we may or may not see. Like, oh, we're probably going to see, a new World Ends of View game. Oh, God, I wish. We're probably going to see a new Chrono game. We're probably going to see this, that, and the third, because every year that we do this, I get very disappointed because they never do announce things like that. They're probably going to talk about Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is a game that I've been playing, not recently anyway, but I do own Final Fantasy XIV. A Realm Reborn on PS4, and this is a very fantastic game. Very, very good game. This is a prime example of a company that listened to the concerns of the gamers, and they came out and created a fantastic revision of it. So if you haven't played Final Fantasy XIV, if you're on the fence, pick up Realm Reborn. It's crossplay with PS4 and PC. So we might see an Xbox One version maybe announced that, which, hey, all the better. You can play with a lot more people. But I think we're definitely going to hear a lot of stuff about Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Probably a couple of ports for older Final Fantasy games on smartphones and on Steam, because we don't have enough of that already. We're going to hear more about Final Fantasy VII on PS4, the exclusive PC version, all that bullcrap and stuff. But more often than not, what I do want to see more than anything, if we're talking about ports, is I want to see more love for Dragon Quest. And I'm not talking about that BS Dragon Quest Heroes that is on the consoles, all that Dynasty Warriors Musou crap. No, I'm talking about legit traditional Dragon Quest gameplay, stuff that we haven't seen in a while. They've ported the older games to the Nintendo 3DS, and while that's well and good, I do think it's time for a return to form, because we still see people love Dragon Quest. So they can definitely put that on the PlayStation 4, and I think people are going to buy it and they are going to support it. And if they're not just going to do that, then can we at least get the 3DS ports? Can we please get those localized in the United States? Please? At the very least? Please? And another thing that I do hope that they talk about, not necessarily at this conference, but in the long term, is more of an emphasis on the digital approach. Because we've seen them put the older Final Fantasy games on Steam. That's great. I mean, they got the 13 trilogy up there. They got all the older games up there. But can we get like some of the other things, not necessarily on Steam, but in general, like on PSN? Can we get the Kingdom Hearts games on there? I know there's like a licensing problem probably on the Disney end of things that are preventing them from putting the games up there, but I would like to see more of a digital approach from Square when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I definitely think that a lot of gamers do want that more than anything. And in addition, I think this is something they can do going forward. If they're not going to put out new games and franchises, why can't they localized games that never got the chance to be outside of Japan? You know, a lot of franchises that really just stayed in Japan, how come they can't localize them on the PlayStation Network? You guys remember a couple years back, PlayStation 1 Classics were making their North American debut. I think that would be awesome. You know, just put that on the PS3, PS Vita, PS4, you know, I think that'd be great. But as far as the Square Enix conference goes, I'm putting my expectations pretty low for the most part, because I don't think they're really going to go all out based on what we know. Granted, there's a chance that they're going to come out there and announce new IPs and, you know, talk about the new Star Ocean game that they unveiled. Definitely, that's going to be a real highlight. But, you know, all the other things I don't want to speculate, because more often than not, it never happens. So if they announce new things that are hype-worthy, awesome. If they don't, you know, I didn't set my expectations high. So anyway, you guys, what do you think about Square Enix's conferences? What do you think they're going to unveil? Let me know down in the comments section, and post your comments down below of what you guys want me to discuss on the road to E3 2015. I'm NGS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.